When it comes to working out in season, it can be really tough to get the motivation to grab your bands or just do anything body weight. Well, today we're going to show you how to do a great exercise with just a dish towel. By the way, also great for playing peekaboo with your 2-year-old kid or younger.
Peekaboo! No.
Dad joke. All right, let's get to the video today and talk about working out. If you love that awful intro, you're going to love the rest of the channel, full of dad jokes. So make sure you hit subscribe. Today, we're going to look at a simple but really challenging exercise called the towel curl to press. And this is a great in-season exercise you can do, ideally with a dish towel. You can also use a t-shirt rolled up, but the dish towel is right about the right size. Now, we're going to start. This is actually a full body exercise. So Jordana's going to turn and face toward me here. And what she's going to do is take her feet shoulder width apart. She's going to try and spread the floor with her feet. So she's thinking as if there's a string tied in between her toes. And she's going to fire up her glutes, her inner thighs, and her core, everything between her neck, elbows, and knees in a quarter squat. So she's going to come down just a little bit and then try and bend the floor out. Now from here, the towel is going to start down on her thighs. She's going to do a bicep curl while pulling tension onto the towel all the way up. She's going to turn her hands and then drive her hands overhead for a shoulder press. Now this is a really fantastic exercise. Let's go for 4 or 5 reps. A really fantastic exercise, especially mid-ride season when we're spending a lot of time in that riding position where we're getting that canister position. So you're going to notice that her rib cage and her pelvis, they're not in what's called the scissor position, where one's pointing down, one's pointing up, but she's in a straight top over bottom position. Now this exercise is also a great one to help us work on the upward rotation for your shoulder blades. So let's finish this rep and then we'll have you turn and face towards the back there. Go ahead. So what we're looking at here is we're getting tension with the ground. So we're getting you to interact the toes with the ground. Quarter squat position, so we're able to get a little bit more glutes, and then working on getting that canister position. So again, right here. Now as she comes up to the press, her shoulder blade has to come up and out just a little bit. This is called glenoascapular rhythm and scapulothoracic rhythm. So it's talking about how the shoulder joint is moving and how the scapula or the shoulder blade is moving on the rib cage. This is really important for cyclists mid-season. Let's go one more if you can. You can see it's tiring. This is really important mid-season because we tend to get these rounded forward shoulder postures. There you go, and then come on back up and we'll turn and face the camera. Hard, yeah? Yeah, it's surprising. She hasn't practiced this before. This is her first time. And what's great about this is the intensity that she has on her face tells you a lot about this. Now, for some of the MMA athletes, they can do 3 sets of 15 to 20 without feeling like this. That was what, 9, 10, something like that? So most of you at home, 2 or 3 will be plenty. But when we do this, we want to take roughly 1 minute rest in between our sets, which is going to keep it a little bit more on the metabolic side. So I talk about this in the pre-fatigue metabolic conditioning that we can do as a strength training in season for intermediate advanced in my book, Strength Training for Cycling Performance. But for most of us, this is a great post-ride kind of activation drill. Let's go a set of 5 again here as I walk in front of you. Now the important thing again is we want to have it be a full body exercise and not let the rib cage separate from the pelvis, and that's what makes this a lot tougher. Now as she goes through this, we're getting biceps. Yeah, not necessarily a great exercise for us as cyclists, but the point here is it's a full body tension, posture and position, and we just happen to use a bicep to increase that tension. Now, as she drives up overhead from the bicep curl, she's actually also activating her lats. Now, in cyclists, because of that ride position, we'll make this your last one, we tend to get shorter in through the lats. So we've got a great video for you on this to help open that area up, the lats, called an active preacher stretch. So you can check that out up above. And as we go through, just after having done this, her hips are already in a little bit of a better position. So this is our first video today for recording. She did a little bit of, I think 4 or 5 minutes of gentle soft tissue work, that's it. So we're kind of going through, it really is an activation exercise, or we can put this in as like a C, where in your exercise. Again, we talk about this in the Strength Training for Cycling Performance book, which you can see back here. The C's are going to be more global challenges or something that's kind of adding on to what we've done. So it's a really great exercise to put everything together. Even the weight on her feet has shifted as opposed to how she was standing before. So you guys can't necessarily see that, but this is all the stuff that is really important for a cyclist mid-season. Now, as we go through, we have a couple of videos coming up where we're going to talk about balance on stable ground. You actually don't need a Bosu ball or stability ball or anything unstable. So make sure you are subscribing down below. And if you found this video to be useful in learning how to do the towel curl to overhead press to help you with your in-season full body tensioning, make sure to hit the like button and leave a comment down below. Did you try this? Were you shaking? Were your ribs separating from your hips? Leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to follow up with you. And until next time, remember, train smarter, not harder, because it is all about you.